How's it going, everyone? I think we're pretty desensitized, especially if you compare us back to 1994. It takes a lot to shock us. We've pretty much seen it all by now. But I don't think we're 100% desensitized. I say that because I know people that take in a lot of news and they take in a lot of politics, and a lot of the news and politics that are coming out are fear-based content. They always want you to worry about something, and oftentimes it's things that are out of your control. So if you're taking in a lot of fear-based content, you may take on that anxiety, and that may kind of change your behavior to be more anxious and have more anxiety as you go through life and worry about things that are out of your control. So that's just something that I've seen personally. So since it has an effect on our behavior, I don't think we're 100% desensitized, although I do think it is hard for us to be shocked. I don't think we need a different set of ethical standards for gatekeepers. I think it's just up to us to be aware. It's something I really love when I'm in the break room and I hear the news in the background. I kind of love kind of picking it apart and listening. If a woman's bitten by a dog in a park, it'll say vicious dog mauls woman in park. And so they're saying these things just to really draw you in, and you just have to be aware of it. Before every story, they say, look at this, and then they tell the story. And then next story has a video in it. They're like, you're not going to believe this video. And then they show a completely believable video. But every time they say these verbal cues, the people in the break room look up from their phones. So there must be some kind of analytics with the news to where it's like every 45 seconds to a minute we look down at our phones to where they have to bring us back. So it's kind of fun to look at it from an outsider's point of view. So I'm curious to hear if I'm off on all this, if the news is really putting good stuff out there, or if they're way off. And I think a lot of us just know where to go to find the good content because once we're lied to, we lose trust in whatever network or platform we were taking it, and then we find our own. So that's why podcasts are growing and YouTube channels are growing so much. So shifting over to the killing scenes, it was definitely an older film. He said that we don't crave violent television, but then we look at today's or last year's top rated television shows. Some of them were The Witcher, Outer Banks, Cobra Kai, You, and Squid Game. So we definitely crave violent television shows. Let's look at the movies. You have F9, Black Widow, Venom, Legend of the Ten Rings, and Spider-Man No Way Home were the top five grossing movies from last year. So we got our top television shows and our top rated movies are all violence, suspense, action. So I don't think that's really that unhealthy that we crave that. We have pretty routine lives. We're creatures of habit. It's what we do. We go have our work schedule. We have our workout schedule. We have our school schedule. So we're so scheduled. And so whenever we take in content, we want something exciting. We want something suspenseful. We like seeing the ordinary person do extraordinary things. And that's why Breaking Bad was so crazy to watch, and Dexter and even Spider-Man, just ordinary people get put in situations where they have to do extraordinary things and take on extreme adversity. So I think that's more of the root cause of it. I really don't see it being that unhealthy. Another thing I'll kind of pick apart too, he said that Rambo 1 had 62 kills and Rambo 3 had 106 kills. And he put the data on the screen just to really shock you and to kind of pull you over to his side where his data is correct. Let's take a look at those plots and just kind of dissect that a little bit because I'm always weary whenever they just throw raw stats at you like that. Rambo 1, he was going against a small Washington police force and had the 62 kills. Rambo 3, he was going against Russian troops to save a colonel. So as these sequels are made, there's going to be more deaths, but there's also going to be more action, a higher budget, and more adversity. That's what happens with the sequel. The sequel does have to be bigger, better. Look at James Bond's movies whenever he would like save a town, save a city, and before you know it, he's saving the world. That's just the growth, and that's what we expect from movies. And that's why I've heard bad things about the recent Batman movie because it doesn't have that same level of action that the previous ones have. But I'm not a person that really watches movies or news, so please let me know if I'm off on any of this, and I hope you guys have a great day.